Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. Morning, afternoon, evening, time zones. Oh, wait. Happy tag, right? Time zone appropriate greeting. Happy tag? Is it? Oh yeah. So I wanted to show off the coffee mug again. Yes, all the I believe all of the credits should be down there in the description. Sorry. I am a little bit thank you so much for the super chat. May I ask for another chat hug or an ASMR sip? I could get you an ASMR sip because I do need my coffees. All right, here we go. There we go. A little coffee sip. My gosh. Sorry, chat. The weather is still pretty rough on my throat. If my voice feels like really, if my voice feels like more gravelly today for some reason, it's actually just because I woke up just a little while ago. This is just my morning voice. It's like not, yeah, it's just my morning voice. It'll get back to normal. Well, as far as normal can be, I suppose. In a couple, just like I just need a little bit to warm up a bit. Hot sauce would clear that up. Are the windows closed? They are. Last night I slept with the windows closed. It's just, I think the air is really, how would I describe that? Itchy. Oh wait, that's right. Kumo, thank you for the super chat. Konnichiwa. It's midnight, so I'm gonna leave the stream while I doze off. Love to hear that. I hope you have a wonderful sleep. Oh, that's right. I have to do my my intro. I am. Wait, hold up. Konnichiwa. Josuiji Shinri, Ronin of Guild Tempest from HOLOSTARS English. It's good to I keep forgetting to do the intro because I forget that the intro requires me to say the entire thing. But like in my mind, I simply just want to say konnichiwa and then just leave it at that. I don't know. I think I like the way that Bettel does it. Hi, I'm Bettel, and I'm natural disaster. And then he just changes it up every single time. I don't know if I would have the I don't know if I would have like the creative juices to come up with a new greeting every single time. Just hi. How will we know exactly? How will we know which VTuber we're watching? Like, there's no way you would just end up on this channel and you'd see me and you'd be like, I don't know who this guy is. Like, he hasn't introduced himself. You know, this is my 8th time watching him, but he still hasn't said his name. Actually, that actually, okay, I joke, but the thing is, like, it's happened to everyone. At least once, where you meet a friend and they introduce themselves and they promptly forget their name, but like you're still not at the point where you're like socially confident enough to just like let them know, like, hey, by the way, I'm sorry, I forgot your name. Like it's a silly thing that happens to me. Would you mind telling me again, right? Like that part's saying that it's a little bit scary, right? So you end up just having this friend you've forgotten the name to that hangs around with your group. No one calls them by their name. So you just kind of think like, yeah, them, yeah. And then you're just desperate. You're just like sitting there desperately waiting for someone to call them by their name so you can be like, so you know, like, oh yeah, Sean said something like, you know, or like, or yeah, Jessica said, oh, it's that's their name, right? But like until that moment, until that moment, you're just like, I've met this person like 12 times. I see them, like we have had lunch together. Like that's how long we've, you know, been hanging out. And I still don't know who their name. You can just like use just refer to them as like a very like a generic terms like, hey buddy, sup pal, hello friendo, or something like that. Maybe that's why we're supposed to introduce ourselves every single stream. Just hey, or konnichiwa, I am Josuiji Shinri of HOLOSTARS English from Guild Tempus. You're not confident enough to ask the name again, so you wait until someone repeats it, but it could be months exactly, right? Oi. Hello, thank you so much for the super chat, and Taku, thank you for the super chat. Morning streams begins as my lunch break starts. Thank you for the comfy chats, and look forward to more. Love to hear that. Or wait, what if it's like the worst case scenario where like you and all of your friends have all collectively forgotten and everyone is just waiting for someone else to say the name, but no one actually knows because they've all forgotten. Oh, the poor friend. Like collectively, he's just like a very core and integral part of the group, but everyone has forgotten, you know? Oh, that'd be so sad. I would feel terrible. Like they would need a hug. If like, no, they love you for who you are, not what your name is. It's thank goodness for Discord, right? Yeah, there's a lot of times, oh my goodness, there have been times when I wish like people were more like out there in like the meat space, you know, digital space, but like the meat space where like meat exists. I wish there was a way to like right click someone and like click on properties and like just check them out, you know. Just like, hey, I know I forgot your, I instead of like letting them know like, hey, by the way, like I forgot your birthday, right? You can go and like right click, check properties, and then you'll see like birthday, you know, like for me it's like June 23rd, right? Inspect element. Like on a browser, right? Like, right, like food allergies, age, you know, all that kind of stuff. Like, oh, that'd be so amazing. Black Mirror concept. I'm pretty sure someone would be able to take that idea and like it would sound like harmless at first. Read only, exactly. Oh my goodness. Or like, you know, things like just like gifts, you know, like there was a point when like I just could not figure out what gifts to get. And what I would end up doing is I would just end up giving my friends like the most generic and accessible gift cards, like an Amazon gift card, because like you could apply that to pretty much anything and buy anything you want. So it's like, I don't know what specific thing you want or need, and like you haven't mentioned anything, so like here you go. But then like you can right click and like check properties, and then like you'll see like, oh, desires XYZ thing, like okay, I can get something like that, right? Speaking of one thing that it didn't happen to me, but I remember this happening at a birthday party. It was a little bit awkward, but like it was all in like just good humor. But like don't buy friends who have hobbies, like who are like very, very into their hobbies. I like, unless you do your research, don't buy the things that like people talk about on. Okay, I don't even know how to describe this. Like, I'll use an example. All right. If you have a friend who is an audiophile, who like really knows their quality, like sound hardware, right? Like, you know, like amps and like, I don't know them too much, but like, you know, interfaces or like the digital audio, the DAWs, I forget what they stand for and all that. Like, I just know enough for streaming, but like, if they're like super into that kind of a hobby. Like they know, like they have high quality headphones. Like they listen to FLAC for file format for their music, right? Like things that most people don't know about, right? Don't go out of your way to try to buy them something that people say is a good headset because they probably know more than you. And like while they appreciate the gesture, it's just going to end up with them returning it and using the money to like buy something that's actually good quality, like up to their standards. It didn't happen to me, but like just on the topic of gifts, I remember someone buying what is it? A very popular, commonly found brand that is widely advertised, but is actually not that great a quality. I'm not going to name them because I don't think I can like disparage different like IPs and stuff, but there was a very popular brand of headphones that was claimed to be like super high quality audio, and they purchased it for their friends, and then it was like, oh wow, thank you. But it was like one of those like smile and hide the pain kind of thank you kind of like moments. And oh, I can't say the name. No, I'm not an audiophile myself. I like know of it because I had a friend who was like super into it. But it was all like way beyond me. That's why you at least include the receipt. Yeah, always include the gift receipt. But like you would be able to avoid like those little awkward issues and awkward moments when you have the ability to like right-click check properties, right? And then like just for privacy's sake, I suppose, or like safety's sake, like you can go ahead and like tick the boxes on like, I'm okay showing this publicly. I'm okay showing this within like close friends, right? Gia Levy, thank you for the super chat. Thank you. I think not audiophile adjacent confirmed. Not to mention the price of high quality headphones are out of the realm of gift prices. Oh my goodness, I have a story about that actually. So this one time back in Zenokuni when I went to like was it a boarding school? I don't think it was a boarding school. I guess it was more equivalent to that of a college dormitory here in Utopia. So I had an experience there where we had some members of the dormitory who were from from a well-to-do family, and the comment like, you know, the high quality headphones are out of gift range prices. I bring that up because they introduced me to a new like tradition that I had no idea was a thing. It was always a gag gift first and then the real gift. So like it was they always gifted in pairs, and they so like as a rodent, I don't have that much funds, you know. Like I can probably like make you a necklace out of like monster teeth and things like that. But like no, they had like these two gift like tradition where they would gift each other gifts, right? And the first one would always be a gag gift, something like silly. And I saw them like gifting like, what was it, like $100 Utopian like bottle of champagne, sparkling wine. I don't know if there's a difference between the two, but like it was like a lot, right? And that was the gag gift, as in like that was the thing that was like, oh haha, it's not actually the gift, it's like this is the gift I give you to like fake you out first, right? And then they brought out something else, and like one of them was like the keys to a literal car. They had like parked the car outside, and they were like, oh, by the way, here's a thing. And I was just standing there because like none of us in the dormitory like understood, because when we saw the wine bottle, we were like, the champagne bottle, we were just like, wait a minute, that's very expensive, like where did that come from, right? And then like right afterwards they just joked like, oh no, this is the gag gift. And yeah, like kind of dormitory, wow. It wasn't like a dormitory for like very well off people. It was just like those two individuals were like part of a certain section, I suppose, like part of a certain like group of society. And it was like terrified because like I was there. I was just like, all I had was like a board game that I could give off to because I thought board games were pretty fun back then. But yeah, it was. I don't really have like, there really isn't like a story there. Brotherhood? No, it was a co-ed. I think that's the phrase. It was like a mixed dorm floor. Yeah. SPX, thank you for the super chat. Champagne and sparkling wine are the same. Champagne specifically from the Champagne region, while France sparkling wine is from anywhere. Ah, I see. Naruhodo. Thank you. Favorite board game? This is gonna be kind of like basic, like very, very basic, but like Settlers of Catan is probably my favorite. But that I know that's like super basic. It used to be like a lot more like a whoa, Settlers of Catan like back then, but then like now it's just kind of like everyone's played it before. It'd be really cool. Wait, I'm curious. I just want to do a quick little check. Is there one online? Do we have like perms for that? I don't think we do. Yeah, I don't recall any of the boys playing it. But I think I could always go do a check and see if we can like ask for permissions to play that. It'd be really fun to see how the boys try that out. Never played it before. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of like mind games too. I would like to try playing that with the boys and see how they are. Can we fit 8 people though? That's a lot. I wonder because like it's very like personal. I think if I could fit that in there, that'd be amazing. I can't make any promise about it. Can't make any promises, but it's a lot of like mind games. Yeah. The highest it goes is 6, and that's with the expansions. I figured 8 would be a bit too much. But yeah. Just off topic. I had a announcement I wanted to make. So as you know, our 1 hour restriction will be lifted at the end of this week. Whether that is on Friday, Saturday, or like not until Sunday, or maybe like we don't start until Monday. I don't really know, but it's like around this weekend is when that restriction is lifted and we're able to start streaming. So I wanted to give everyone a quick heads up early on, just to know what the intent is for my channel moving forward. So, Archie, thank you for the super chat. Get the perms, horror movies. Ooh, I'll take a look at that. I wanted to make an announcement early on so that everyone was kind of on board, because I know not everyone can make all the Zatsudans and all the announcements, and sometimes messages and announcements slip through the cracks. So what we're doing is tomorrow on Friday will be the last 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. or 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. It'll be the last stream that I will consistently and regularly be streaming on. And we'll be switching over starting Monday of next week to longer streams at 8 a.m., 11 a.m. So around this time, we'll be switching over to about 3 to 4 hours or so every single day. And then I will still try to have like collabs and just silly goofiness with the boys. I know that Altair currently has like open comms Minecraft. So like if I see him streaming then, or if I see him in the Discord, I'll probably pop in there doing those moments closer in the evening times. But I won't have any like consistently scheduled streams unless I want to do something really short and quick. Which I actually end up doing anyway, because I really like... Okay. Should I say this? Okay. I'll say it, but I'm gonna say it, but I want everyone to hear what I am saying with a very important caveat, okay? I want to stream regularly as my scheduled content 8 a.m. to about 12 a.m. Pacific. All right, 11 a.m. to about 3 p.m. Eastern. All right, so that will be my regular scheduled content. Okay, however, in addition to that, I want to stream in the evening times for 1 hour, specifically 1 hour, because I want to marathon a whole bunch of very short and brief indie horror games. All right. And I mean indie as in like very, very indie horror games. I'm talking about like games that last 15 to about 30 minutes or so, that are very short, very quick, things that indie developers have created for like indie game horror jams or like visual novel jams, you know, things that take maybe about 2 weeks, 3 weeks to build. And then they just put out the product and like, all right, we're gonna make a really short game with a very short, concise, compact story. And I want to do that. And the reason why I want to do that is because I want to put out a lot of content. However, they aren't big enough for a full 3-hour stream, which is why I want to try doing very short, one day, like 1 hour a day in the evening times for these indie horror games. Now, I say this with the caveat of this is going to take some time. I still need to get all the permissions. I still need to get all the get in touch with all the developers. It's a little bit difficult. It's a little bit different. Well, I wouldn't say difficult because I'm not sure what the process is right now. I would say it's a little bit different than the usual game permissions request, because these are indie developers, so it's sometimes like a 1 or 2 man job building these. So that is where I want to take my content. That's where I want to go. So what'll end up happening is, sorry, let me clear out my throat real quick. All right. So what I want to happen eventually is on a regular week, we'll have our 3-hour streams, 3 to 4 hour streams starting at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, and then a 1 hour stream, probably sticking it to around, say, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, or maybe 7, around the time. I'll try to find a time that is workable because I just want to take 1 hour. It'll take about 1 hour, 1.5 hours or so. But I don't want to overlap with any of the other boys because I want to make sure that they are able to keep their times. They've worked really hard to establish themselves in those time slots. So I want to give them those moments. So I'll try to find a schedule where as long as the boys are consistent, then I'll be consistent on my end as well and pick a time where we don't overlap. I'm so sorry for the people who are having issues. I think YouTube just is having a problem, just having a day. I apologize, everyone. I hope things improve. But yeah, that's the plan. Dude, bro, on Ned-chan, thank you so much for the super chat. Love the idea. Short indie horrors are super underrated and can be really good and fun. Looking forward to the streams. Absolutely, absolutely. I do have to come up with like a proper procedure and a proper system, mostly because I know that due to like the indie nature of some of these games, there are some quality checks and like quality issues that we may have to go adjust. I think one of the things that even Flayon has mentioned to me, because he plays a lot of older RPG Maker games that don't necessarily have a proper launcher. Things like game capture may or may not work. Things like window capture may bug out, so they may end up having to use like monitor capture, which is a little bit spooky. In case the game crashes or falls apart and then like the desktop is revealed and all that. So it'll take a bit longer to get all the quality things set up. But again, I think the big thing right now is mostly just finding a proper system for permissions. But once that's settled, I will let you all know. I'll send out an update in the future, either on Twitter. Actually, no, I'm trying to get in the habit of using all of my social media platforms together at the same time. So if you've noticed, I've been putting out the updates for like the change to our game earlier or later today from Resident Evil 5 to Portal. I put out the update here on YouTube community tabs and also on Twitter, just to keep everyone informed, and I'm trying to get in the habit of using it more of those. Rodson, thank you so much for the super chat. Hi Shimi, when watching your Zatsudan during work, thank you for making my painful night shifts bearable and giving me something to look forward to. Oh, of course. Thank you so much for the super chat. Kakashi Okazaki, thank you so much for the super chat. Sounds cool. Indie horror and D&D tabletop are what I'm most excited for from the lads. Ooh, I can't wait. I cannot wait. Leslie Lee, thank you for the super chat. You play Catan, but what about Mansions of Madness? I have not played. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind though. 8-man D&D. I think I was tuning into Vesper's, one of Vesper's little Zatsudans, and I think I mentioned him saying that he would much rather keep the D&D like groups small, and like he'd be willing to help out, but like was not going to like mod or like DM for like a full group, or am I misremembering? Yami, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, Shimi. Happy to hear that because I'm in JST time zone and the morning will be too late for me. Hope I'll be able to provide good content just throughout multiple times in the sections. Can DM for 2 days. Oh wait, hold up. Yeah, I think I'm misremembering. I think he mentioned that the current campaign was only going to be the original HQ boys, and then the next one, yeah, like he would help act in a support role. He's gonna keep the current campaign as it is. Yeah, the current campaign will be wrapped up for the boys, and then for us, it'll be like we will just be able to watch him complete it. DMing more than 6 is really tough. I can imagine that. I've actually not. I've never DM'd before. I have been a player, and I think it's hilarious because one of them is Healing Hands, but like what did I play as? Like a very happy-go-lucky cleric, I think. It has been a while. But like I would like healing, but like slapping people very aggressively. Like the more aggressively I slapped, the stronger the healing would be. Something like that. I'm sorry, this is like a long time ago, like way back. I'm talking like, oh, I was about to age myself there. Way before I was 30, way before the number, the first number in my age had the number 3 on it. Dino J, thank you so much for the super chat. Offered to DM a separate campaign for you VG boys, but max group size is 4. Understandable. There's a monk that does that as a mechanic now. Ooh, I love it. I thought it was just hilarious because okay, here's the thing. The main reason why I wanted to slap people to heal was because I didn't understand the phrase lay on hands, right? I never understood what that was. So my thought was just like laying on the hurt. Like that was a phrase I was a bit more familiar with. Hey Hakka, good to see you here. Like laying on the pain, like that kind, right? So that's why my brain went to like, oh, so it's like slapping with these hands, right? Like that's how you heal, right? So in my mind, I envisioned someone like, sitting there with like an arrow wound in their like leg, not the knee, not that joke, okay? But like, a little wound somewhere on like their thigh, right? And you would walk up to them and be like, just hang on, wait, I'm gonna turn off my noise filters for this one. So I would walk up to them and just be like, and then, wait, that was a pretty bad slap. Hang on, let me see if I can get a good slap. You gotta like hit the fleshy bit of your thumb, right? Of your palm. Something like that. But like you would go and you would like slap them really hard, and then they would scream in pain and then look down and the wound would be healed. Like just magically. Like they'd be like, how would the physics of that work? Like how does that, what? Like what did you just do? And how did that heal? Like there's no way you would be able to like suture up a knife wound, right? By just slapping it. But like how did you do that, right? And then I realized it's probably not, it's not that. It's probably like literally just like you just it's like, what is it? That one thing where like, how hard do you have to slap a chicken to cook it? Because you need to like transfer the kinetic energy of a slap into the chicken. It's like, so you just slap them hard enough that the skin, the torn skin fuses itself back together. Wait, didn't it end up being like the amount of kinetic force necessary to cook a chicken through sheer kinetic force unfortunately overcame the structural integrity of the chicken, and it would just obliterate it instead of the chicken like that one maggot. Hello, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, I think, yeah, like it was just, it hit so hard that the chicken just exploded instead of like getting cooked. Only if you do it in one slap. Oh, so it's like disperse the kinetic energy across multiple slaps so that you heat up the chicken with with mushy. Oh my gosh, I can't imagine that. Oh. One of the chickens got kind of cooked, but that was it. I can imagine it was only like the surface skin bit of the chicken that ended up getting cooked. But, but like, yeah, that's what my my head, you know, that's where my head, not head, my young Ronin mind went up to, because like up to that point, I had no idea what the phrase was. So I had to look at the word and just be like, all right, well, that's probably what it means, right? It's like the meme where like, if you're like an avid reader, right? If you're an avid reader and you know, you've read a lot of books, but you've never actually heard some of the words be pronounced, you just kind of go with it. Like, if you're one of the people who have like a mental narrator, your narrator just picks a word, picks a pronunciation. You're like, I don't know how this is pronounced, but I'm just gonna YOLO it. I'm gonna take it, right? And it's even worse for those who don't have a mental narrator, because it just registers as a word and it does not register as a pronunciation of the word in the head. Epitome, right? Epitome. Epitome. Battle Dream. Oh my gosh. Battle. Oh, poor man. He's doing his best though. Exactly. Epitome, Facade, or Fakadi. Bruschetta, right? Yeah, those Persephone. Oh my gosh. What is it? Hermione. Like, I know how to pronounce Hermione's name now, but I think the worst way I pronounced it was Hermione, because I didn't know it was. And like the only like reference I had was Hermes, like the god, right? So it was Hermione. I didn't know how to pronounce that because I had only read the book and no one, like, I've never heard of the name Hermione before. Like, it was not a thing, right? So I looked at the name and I was like, wow, that is a name. I've never heard that one before. I'm just going to take my best guess. It was just Hermione. And here's the thing, like, okay, I'm going to mention this briefly, okay? I didn't have friends back then to discuss books with, right? So back when I was reading the series, I didn't have like friends to be like, hey, did you see what Hermione did? And then like talking, they'll be like, no, Shinri, it's actually pronounced Hermione. And like, we didn't have that. So like, I went the entire series up until the very first movie came out, Hermione. And then it was only after the movie came out where I was like, oh, Ah, that's how you pronounce it. And at that point, I was like, I had been too far deep into the whole thing. And I was almost kind of glad I didn't have anyone to like discuss it with. GM Lemmy, thank you for the super chats. How I pronounce as a kid because I'd be pronounced in my native language. Ah, yeah. Oh my goodness. All the names in the Silmarillion. I can't just. Good times. Yes, you know, there are pros and cons, right? Pros and cons of not having friends back then, you know. Maybe I would have taken the momentary embarrassment of, you know, having my friends be as like Shinri pronounces it Hermione instead of, you know, going all those years lonely, but that is neither here nor there at this point. Tisiphone? Can you say Tisiphone? Tisiphone. Oh, no. Like the O-N-E ending of the words, the names, I just can't. Like it doesn't make sense to me. I've like never been exposed to names that end in that O-N-E. Like Tiffany? I guess, like, but that's like an N-Y, and like you kind of have like, you can kind of see maybe that's why the N-E ending is actually more like the N-Y ending. It's just using a different letter because they kind of, or using a different vowel because they kind of sound the same. Tolkien actually wrote a guide on how to pronounce and or translate all the names in his books. See, back then when I was reading those books, I was an impatient child. I was a very impatient child, so I was like, I don't care about like the glossary. I don't care about, you know, the guides and, you know, the legends and the keys and all that. I just wanted to get straight to the story. So I wasn't even aware that such a guide was there. I skipped the tutorial, yeah. Pretty much. Ooh, Vanezra, thank you so much for the super chat. In Final Fantasy 13, they have a feature called Paradigm Shift, and I initially pronounced the word paradigm as paradigm because I never saw the word paradigm shift. But see, here's the thing though, like I would never fault anyone for pronouncing words incorrectly, especially if that is the case, you know, because you're just not exposed to that, right? Hakka's original by Raven's paradigm. Oh, not the paradigm. Orangutan doesn't end with the G. Ah, you're right. But why does everyone pronounce it orangutan? Orangutan. That sounds weird. I can't pronounce the orangutan. Thank you for the super chat, dude. Orangutan. No, yeah. You're right. I do want to add the G in there. Just like in my mind, I want to add the G in there. Like I just can't. Orangutan. It sounds better with the G. Orangutan? There's a lot of words out there that have like weird, funny pronunciations, right? This is why I think English is probably one of the more difficult words to learn, especially if you come from a language that has like better like structural skills. I think like not structural skill. I mean like better like systems generally, I guess. Like in many languages, the vowels have a very specific sound. Like a, I, U, E, O. Like those don't change, you know, like those vowel sounds are the same. And then the consonants like add different flavors to it, right? But then you have like English, which is a nightmare to probably, because you don't know, like you see the letters and you're like, oh, I see the I, and it should make an E sound, right? But no, it's not. It changes depending on the context of the rest of the characters in the word, right? Every E in Mercedes is pronounced differently. Say, D, E. Oh my god, you're right. Oh my. Oh no. Oh no, you're right. What? That's never been a thing I had considered. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Read and read, right? Oh my goodness. There's so... Yeah, English is a very difficult word. English is a very difficult word. I feel like that's the cool thing, because like you get to, when you see, or sorry, not when you see, you can't see accents. When you hear someone speak in accents, it's not because, you know, they are unable to pronounce the word. It's because they're using the rule system of their native language and the way that, you know, how the vowels are pronounced, how the like the fricatives are pronounced and all that. Like all of those of their native tongue language in English, because they're simply just translating over, you know, here are the letters that I see, and then replacing them with, or like trying to pronounce them with their mother language's tongue. It's really cool because you can, it's a chance, it's an opportunity for you to hear the system of other languages, but using English words. Does that make sense? Like, I think it's really cool. Like, you have a chance to learn that kind of stuff. Like, this is what English sounds like with their tool sets, the way that their mouth shapes are, the way that they pronounce the vowels and the consonants are, right? I think it's a really cool way, like, to check things out. English grammar is pretty easy in my opinion, but exceptions in pronunciation can be kind of annoying. Yeah. Thank you for the super chat, GM Lemmy. It's really cool though. I think it's really cool. It's one of those things where I could probably go and like just sit down and watch maybe like hours and hours of someone on a YouTube channel just like talking about like, oh, you know, here's the etymology of like these words, and here's like, you know, these three roots that they come from like these multiple countries and the way that they use these words, and like how it ended up coming to like the American English. I wouldn't say British English, I would say American English, specifically because we are butchering words here just in ways that are very terrifying and very, very confusing. The French teacher said native French speakers can't pronounce the TH sound without looking in the mirror. The French, it's pronounced... Oh yeah. Like it's a very quick little like if you think about it, if you think about the distance that your tongue has to travel to go from a t to a th, like it's minuscule. It's such a tiny little distance, isn't it? Like try that right now. Like try to make the t sound, right? T, and then try to make the th sound, right? Like, and then like try to like cover that distance with your tongue. It's like very small. It's about like, for me, I would have to estimate maybe 1 centimeter, about 1 centimeter. Like that tiny little difference right there is enough to like change all that, change the way that it's pronounced, and change the way that it's like change the way the sound is utilized in those languages, right? It's about 1 centimeter. Oh my gosh, it's really cool. I think it's amazing how like different cultures have like come up with all this. There's a Tagalog sentence that goes like ba 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 ba. It sounds like Jewish, but it's actually a possible sentence. Oh, it's like one of those like buffalo 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 buffalo, like 8 buffaloes, I think, something like that. I think the cadence of that sentence would make more sense if I knew which ones were the nouns and verbs. Sorry, let me, I need to clear my throat real quick. Sorry, chat. Okay, apologies for that one. But yeah, realize, realize, realize. pies. It's actually determined by the intonation. Oh. Is it? Okay, wait. Buffalo, buffalo. So buffalo, the noun, buffalo, verb. So buffalo, take the action of buffalo. And then buffalo, buffalo, also buffalo. So the way that you would say it would be buffalo, 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 buffalo. Like that. Because you would have noun, verbs, and then adjective, noun, also verbs. Something like that, right? So it'd be buffalo, 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 buffalo. I think that's really cute. Okay, like, here's the thing though, like, every single human, I suppose not every single, but like a majority of humans, like an overwhelming majority of humans are given, or like cultures, I would say, maybe. A majority of cultures were given the same tools. And the tools being our voice, our vocal cords, our mouth, our tongue, our teeth, the way that we make sounds using air, right? We have like so many different cultures have been given the same tools, but the way they utilize it is so varied. It's so like the broad spectrum of languages, even the languages that we don't know of commonly, the ones that are found in like, the ancient languages, even like dead languages, right? Just think about just how so many cultures have taken these tools that we have, you know, the way that your tongue clicks, the way that your tongue like dampens a sound, or the way that you can use your throat to add a little glottal stop to different words, right? I think like that is the coolest thing ever. Just, you know, some countries don't even utilize parts of your mouth, and others, it's, you know, a focal point in how languages work, right? I think it's so cool to think about that. And then, like, of course, you know, because of all those differences, it becomes really difficult to communicate, but we're still all speaking with the same physical tools. Like, mechanically, we're still using the same muscles in our like throat, chest, face. I think it's really cool. And then not only that, some cultures take it even further, and they utilize, you know, your eyebrows, your facial expressions, and it's not even just like simply saying things, like it's the way that things are said, you know, how nasally something is, how long a note is held, how long a word is emphasized, right? Or even just not even words, but just gentle like sounds that you make, right? I think it's really cool. I don't really know too much of it, because this is one of those things that I love to like listen to and watch, like in terms of like podcasts and like YouTube videos and like falling down rabbit holes, so to say. But like, oh, it's just really cool, you know? I think just being able to expose yourself, because here's the thing though, the really cool thing is that because we're all given the same tools, because we're giving all the same tools to do that, we all have the potential to be able to speak every single language out there. Now, I understand, like, you know, in terms of like time, priority, you know, even just like the desire to learn languages or not, that can vary wildly. But I think like to be able to see someone speaking another language and then realizing, wait a minute, like my body can also do that too. Like I can be making those sounds, and based on how I combine and connect those sounds together, we can communicate. We can talk with them. Oh, I think that's such a cool thing, you know? And then again, we also have, Zaya, thank you so much for the super chat. You also have the Creole or Pidgin languages. Always fun to consider. Hawaiian Creole is my first language. Ooh, wow. Thank you for letting us know. Thank you for the super chat as well. Possibly Dead, thank you for the super chat. In terms of learning language, it's easier younger because of voice box development. We have the same tools, but they develop differently. Yeah. I think exposure early on is good. Having just more exposure generally to not only your local language, not only the language of the people around you, you know, but also international languages. It's a lot easier nowadays, now that we have the internet and you're able to be exposed to more types of media, more types of material from other languages. I remember, okay, so I had to say this, I have to tell this story very carefully so that I don't dox my friend. I had a very good friend that we would meet up with for activities. Can I say activities? It has to, okay, okay. I know. I had a friend who was very like super into Japanese game shows. Like just the silly game shows with like the celebrities on there and the little batsu games, right? Those like he was like super into that, right? But the thing was he never knew he didn't know Japanese, right? So what he ended up doing was he like immersed himself in Japanese variety shows, and he did this for many years. I know exactly who this is, right? we are actively doxing him as we speak. But like, here's the thing though, he like really loved Japanese variety shows and game shows, and he like dedicated his life just immersing himself in that content. And then as soon as he graduated, he received a job offer from a Japanese company as like their lead translations director, like head of translations, or like head of localizations. That's what the official term is, like head of localizations, something like that, like director of localizations or something, some big fancy name, right? But like, he was completely self-taught. Like that's all he did. He just watched Japanese game shows and variety shows, and then he just got that game offer, and it was like right out the door. We were like, because the rest of the friends and I were just talking about like how we were like having difficulty trying to like find jobs and all that. And he's like, well, I just got this offer from this company overseas that were like, oh, by the way, you know. And it was just really cool. Oh my goodness, like yes, I know exactly that one person who got a college who graduated from college and got a job offer. That exact person, we're doxing him right now. But like, it was so cool just to like think about that, because like for me, you know, I had like my own priorities going through college, and I had, you know, I kind of knew where I wanted to go to, but like I never considered that like something like a hobby like that could be, you know, a catalyst for getting him a job. Like I never considered that to be a viable route, you know? Yuzuki, thank you for the super chat. Watching your stream for the first time, your voice and talks are comfortable. Sorry if my English is wrong. No, your English is perfectly fine. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. But oh my goodness, it's really cool. So like, chat, if you guys are learning a language, just keep at it. Just keep at it, you know? That's all you gotta do. Just find something in that language that just clicks with you, right? I know for some people it's manga. I know some people it's, you know, watching dubbed or not dubbed, subbed anime. And then other people it's just like, you know, like watching, what is it? I see like Korean movies and Korean shows like taking over Netflix right now. Like there's a whole bunch of those. Like I think it started with that the Korean zombie one. What was it called again? Kingdom, right? Like K-dramas too, right? Like I think it's a really great way. Just like immerse yourself in that culture and then just expose yourself to a lot. And by repeatedly exposing yourself, you just kind of get into that process of like, oh, you know, like those are the sounds it makes. That's what it should sound like. Or like, this is how colloquially they'll talk in like movies and TV shows and all that, right? Oh my goodness. I think it's really cool. Like, Vesper says it, so it should be okay if I say it, right? I grew up in a time when the internet was not so well connected. And the way that we had to connect to the internet was by going to our local libraries and then booting up on those like really ancient, like why were they all gray? I don't know why they were all gray, but they were all gray colored like computers, right? And like the libraries were the only places that had like connections because we weren't able to afford like our own computer. But like you still like wanted to check out the internet because like that was a thing, you know, like everyone's like, oh, have you seen this thing on the internet, right? So like that's how I would have to get out and like beige, right? The really big monitor, the CRT monitors that like if you kept them on for too long would develop static, and like you could bring your hand and like feel the hair on your hand kind of stick up a little bit, like sense that the electromagnetic static building up on the screen, and then you had to hit the decals button every now and then to like clear that up. Yeah, those, like, that's my experience with the internet. Sunny Marigold, thank you for the super chat. I'm the leader of a local Japanese meetup group, and they always say learning Japanese through anime is like learning American from The Simpsons. Honestly, if you listen through I would say, as someone who has watched The Simpsons, you will develop weird catchphrases, but like overall, generally, it's like functional. Like you would be able to talk with other people on the street, like maybe not a business meeting or like professional settings, but like absolutely, you'd be able to like talk to people on the streets. And then you have to slap it, right? But yeah, like that's how I accessed the internet back then, right? That's how I did it. And like back then, we didn't even have keyboards that would adjust for like language. Like you couldn't be able to switch your keyboard. Like they all had like English letters, like Roman characters on there, and you wouldn't be able to like change to like Japanese or like I don't know. Even like the accents, I don't think they had do they have the accents back then? I don't remember actually. It's been a long time. My brain is fuzzy. But no, nowadays, like okay. To be a little bit honest, a little bit truthful, I have to admit I am a little bit jealous. I'm a little bit envious that some people nowadays are growing up into a already connected world, into a world that is already vastly well networked and vastly well connected, that all these things are so easily accessible through even your smartphones, right? I am a little bit jealous, I will have to say. I want to know, like, if I had grown up in this kind of a world, what would my childhood have been like, you know? Konnichiwa, thank you so much for this super chat. Languages are incredible, and the internet helps us connect even with language barriers. Exactly. Like, back then, we didn't have people to translate things, right? You would have to be very lucky to have someone in your, like, say, high school, you know, be able to be like, hey, I downloaded this like untranslated raw of some like this anime, and like I've been studying Japanese on my free time with books from the library. Let me help translate it for you. So you had to watch the shows, and then like your friend would like be sitting there next to you in the room, and at every single point in the dialogue, he would try to like audibly, like verbally, like say things out, like live dubbing. Like those things, right? But now you have people like just doing that as a hobby, right? Like fan translations and manga scanlations. Like you have people doing that as a hobby and providing that for you. And just the fact that it makes so much more media of the world accessible, especially to like the younger audiences, right? Like imagine growing up with that exposure. I think that's wonderful, and I wish that more people had the opportunity to do so, because I think that like the more that you're exposed just to like different media, right? Like different shows, like documentaries, movies, cultures, even like books, you know, I think like I know like dubbed and subbed anime, like the translations and manga are like the most common things. Like I understand, like here we have a fairly like there is a general direction with the audience here. I know there's a general audience here who have, you know, who've been there, but like it's not just those, right? It's like movies too. It's, you know, the documentaries. It's like the regular cartoon shows that talk about like not even just cartoons, but like the shows you would watch as children growing up, you know, right? Magazines and VHS tapes and all that. Just all the media in general, right? I think it's really cool. I kind of wish I had grown up in that time. But alas, that's not how time works, right? So for those of you who are growing up and like, you know, wondering, I would say just expose yourself. Just find more of it and just consume as much as you can, right? Even if it is translated, even if it's, you know, not in the native language, just being able to just translate, just being able to expose yourself to that content, I think is wonderful. But yeah, like don't only stick to animes and mangas. Like do stick to it. Like do try out and like reach out to other things too. But yeah, I am a little bit jelly, just a little bit jelly. Oh my gosh, it's already 9. It's already 9. Okay. Try VTubers instead, right? I'm pretty sure there's like a big variety of VTubers that also like speak and create content in their native languages, right? Yeah. What flavor of jelly are you? I don't know if you can make it, but I would love to be taro. Jelly? Like, oh gosh. Okay, chat. Thank you so much for listening to me. Okay, so full disclosure, I name, because I plan out my Zatsudan streams like a couple of days in advance, I actually don't know what I will be talking about up until like the morning of. So when I say, like, when the title was I want to reminisce, I just kind of tossed it in there because it was a verb. But thank you for giving me the chance to reminisce a little bit through the topic of the internet and languages. All right, chat. So the same with yesterday. We're going to go ahead and start reading some super chats today. And I do want to get to them because I realize I've been keeping them a little bit, like slacking a little bit compared to the other boys. I want to koi as like the verb. Okay, chat. Give me a moment. I'm going to go mute myself real quick. I have to close my blinds because I realize like the sun is at a very weird angle and it's making it difficult to read super chats. Give me just a moment, chat. All right, I am back. All right, so for this coming hour, we'll be reading super chats and Theos. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you for humoring C9 Owls here. Of course, of course. All right, let me go ahead and text. I'll say this one is super chat reading, and then this one is for convenience. Convenience store. Ooh, it's very big. Very, very big. Let's shrink it down a little bit. It's difficult to read. It's difficult to make out here. I'll leave it down here. Here, we'll just cover it up as much as we can. Is there a way to make a border around it? I forget. Gian Lemmy, thank you so much for the super chat. Will you find the secret super chat from? Wait. Ooh. We can do that. We can turn on the background thing. Oh. Slider, please. Slider, please. I can't grab the slider. It's so small. There we go. There. Ulysses Fart Knocker, thank you so much for the super chat. Really loving these morning Zatsudans. Times up perfectly with our morning walks around the park. Good to hear. Yeah, I had to cover this up as much as I can. There we go. So, super chat reading time from the convenience store. Zayev, thank you so much for the Yaka Super. Thank you. Jen Jellybean, thank you so much for the super chat. Arialis, thank you for the super chat. Possibly Dead, thank you for the super chat. No, thank you for the super chat. Rice, thank you for the super chat. Sweet Cakes, thank you for the super chat. Love this game and the creators of their works. Hope you enjoy it. Ooh, I had a lot of fun. I wish I could go and get more. I recently heard that there was a new Chilla's Art horror game. A new one that's coming out. It was called wait, hold on. No, Bettel actually pinged me because he knew that I was like super interested in the games. So he pinged me about this. There's a new, yeah, the karaoke. Oh, I want to play it. I think the beta version is out, but yeah, this is a new Chilla's art horror game. I'm gonna wait. I want to wait a bit. To play it, but like when it comes out, it's definitely gonna go on my list. I'm like, oh, can't wait! I can't wait. Ah, it looks so good. Okay. Wait, no, super chat. Super chats. Church of Shinri's Pecs. Thank you for the super chat. Canon1, thank you so much for the super chat. Wait, whoops, thank you for the super chat. Koi, thank you so much for the super chat. Chamseline, thank you so much for the super chat. It's my first time following a HOLOSTARS. You are very cute, love you. Greetings from Latin America. Ooh, Oppo, nice. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you. Gian Lemmy, thank you for the super chat. Garfield, thank you for the super chat. Okay, chat. I can see your profile pictures on this website next to your name, and Garfield, the user Garfield has a picture of a very smug-looking Garfield. I love it. Sticking to the bit. Don Macaroni's Right Meatball Skylimit, thank you for the super chat. Trippy Zero, thank you for the super chat. Cjo Cracks, thank you for the super chat. Your boy Stephen Adams, thank you so much for the super chat. Shy Violet, thank you for the super chat. Solaire of Astora, thank you for the super chat. Kobold, thank you for the super chat. Hey boss, thanks for being a horror bro. Of course, I love horror games. I don't know, I joke every now and then that I play horror games just to feel something, but I can't help it. They're a lot of fun. They're so much fun, especially when it's especially when there's lore. Because I think, like I mentioned this a little while back, like the fear of being watched, right? You take one small fear, one small thing like that, right? And you just amplify it into a scenario where things start to manifest, and that manifestation can take the shape of like very eerie mazes, or maybe just like houses where the walls and doors don't lead anywhere, or just entities like the creatures that we see in like Marcy from Suite 776, right? Like just the way that they take form and manifest themselves. It's a really great way to like explore those feelings of horror and those like strange sensations of like what's really happening, right? And I think that's really great because naturally, because of the confusion, because of the lack of information there, it makes you want to learn more. That I know for a good chunk of people, like unknown, the fear of the unknown is what is unnerving. It's scary. It's the thing that makes you worried, and like you're not really sure because it's uncertain, right? But for me, I love it. When I see something that doesn't make sense and doesn't like click, I want to find out more. And I know like there is absolutely a fear of like, what if the unknown hurts me? What if the unknown like injures me or scares me or like startles me? Like that is fine, but my desire to learn the lore and my desire to learn more about what is unknown right now will outweigh like all the fear that I have. So like I just need to know, right? Curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back, as they say, right? Is there a horror game centered around a horror game? Like a meta horror game? That'd be really cool. I don't know of many. I'm pretty sure there's like an indie horror game that has taken advantage of that concept and made one. But yeah, that'd be really cool. Neon, thank you so much for the super chat. Church of Shinri's Plex, thank you for the super chat. Tricky, thank you for the super chat. Wings of Hope 2, thank you for the super chat. Trippy Zero, thank you for the super chat. Go, thank you for the super chat. Mingzi, thank you so much for the super chat. Hello Shinri, congrats on monetization. Enjoy the horror game and have a nice day. Thank you so much. Thank you. Mr. V, thank you for the super chat. Gaction64, thank you so much for the super chat. Hello, Josuiji. I'll just call you Joe. I'll be your sleep paralysis demon for the night. Spooks here and there. Okay, are you spooked? Great. Anyways, can I get you a phone survey? Just hit 9, thanks. Thank you so much for the super chat. Piracy, thank you for the super chat. This is a scary convenience store. Let's buy discount food somewhere else. Nisa Somakida, thank you so much for the super chat. And Sassy Leslie, thank you so much for the super chat. All right, so there are the super chats for the convenience store. Lion, thank you so much for the super chat. I see your fear of the unknown and raise you despair from helplessness to change the situation. I think it's because of like I've seen something of it, but like recently there was a thing about how like you can't have hope without hopelessness because you need to have that contrast. So the fact that you feel hopeless would automatically imply that there is a state where you can have hope. I don't know though. I would like to see how I react to it when I'm directly placed in that situation. Just like Danganronpa. Oh my gosh, I want Pros to play that. Okay. Let's go on. Moving on to the next set of super chats. All right. Actually, there aren't that many super chats like per stream, so I think we can just call it a general super chat reading, and this way. You know what? Nah, I'll keep the label of the stream on there just to help people. So like those who are checking out the VODs, hello VOD gang, welcome. Thanks for sticking around this long. I'll keep the super chats here, just so that people who are skipping around can at least visually see what point they are in the stream. When was this? Okay, the verb for this one is vibe. There we go. Oh, the little waves chat. I love the waves. The waves are really cute. Hello, bot gang. Hello. All right. Let's see. Chianlu, thank you for the super chat. Konnichiwa. C Rose, thank you for the super chat. Aoi Minami, thank you for the super chat. Gian Lemmy, thank you for the super chat. Satanel? Satanel? I'm so sorry. I'm still not sure how to pronounce the name. Thank you for the super chat. Martin Brana, thank you for the super chat. The Floofy Man, thank you for the super chat. Dr. Wawi, aka Mr. Yagugwe, thank you for the super chat. Diva Dragon, thank you for the super chat. Eliza Dela Cruz, thank you for the super chat. Mian Kotorin, thank you for the super chat. And Gui, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. All right, next one is the We Were Here collab. Okay, I know that there were two streams for We Were Here, but I'll just stick them together because they happened one after the other. So, I was tested. During that collab, I was tested. But Bettel did an amazing job. Absolutely amazing job. Okay. Wait a minute. Hang on. I want to... Wait. Hold up. I have to do a double check. I gotta check something real quick. Wait, is this... Okay. Francis B, thank you so much for the super chat. Wrinkle remover, funds. And then Ryan, thank you for the super chat. Gray hair's fun. Right, it's book colored. It's blue-gray like a fighter jet. I should have specified, maybe it's on me. I should have specified that it was a everyday object, place, or thing. Not just any place, object, or thing, because he picked a blue-gray fighter jet. Zedra Crooks, thank you for the super chat. Nitaka Mama, thank you so much for the Akasupa. Thank you. Sorry, I'm late to the party. Congrats on monetization. Oh my goodness. Nitaka Mama, thank you so much. Thank you. Beeline Fortuna, thank you for the super chat. You have the patience of a saint, sir. Ryan, thank you so much for the super chat. Stay strong, father. Usagi, 1992, thank you for the super chat. My first super chat to you, Shinri. You're my favorite new member of Tempus, and I look forward to hearing more of your comfy voice. Oh, thank you. The Spoon of Life, thank you for the super chat. You sound like a therapist trying to talk someone down from a crisis, and you're doing great. I think we make a great couple, like a great couple of like buddies, just surviving the unknown, the chaotic mess that is those puzzles. Our dynamic was great, I think. Oh yeah. Oh. Hey Bettel, can you tell me where are the chess pieces? They're on the board. They are on the, okay. Yes. They are on the board. Oh, I think those moments are some of my favorite. Oh my gosh. Oh, to be fair, 100% accurate. Like there was no lie, there was no falsehood in that. It was just 100% truthfulness. It's that meme of the skeleton like trying to like raise its finger and like say like, hey, what's going, wait a minute, no, scratch. No, he's got a good point. He's right, actually, right? Hello, the Altair, All Adventures, welcome. Hello, Altair, good to see you all. Welcome. Hope you had a wonderful Minecraft stream, Altair. I saw you for a moment. What's up? I saw Hakka joined you for a moment while you were having fun. I can't wait. I'm actually looking forward to joining the Minecraft server too. Tentaki Rainy, thank you for the super chat. Oh, there it goes. I will catch it later because we're reading all the super chats right now. But it's good to see you here. Hope you're having a wonderful time. But yeah, I can't wait for Minecraft. I want to do a Zatsudan where it's Minecraft, but all I do is I'll just talk for like 3 hours and then we level an entire mountain. That's what I want to try. That's the goal at some point. Something like that. Oh, like get us in there. Like please give us, can we go like talk to manager-san to like break the whole, was it the letters and like let me in. I want to get in. Please give us access soon. But yes. Hope you have a wonderful day. All right, let's get back to the super chats because I don't wanna like drag this one on for too long, much too long. Cjo Crux, thank you so much for the super chat. Rizzy, thank you for the super chat. You did so good, Shinri. You're so patient. Glad you were the one giving directions. We actually swapped pilot seats. Oh no! I hope no one heard that. My stomach is growling because I haven't had breakfast yet. But okay. Yeah, I wake up and I have like a pot of coffee and then I stream like right after that. So my stomach is a little bit peckish at the moment. All right, so this one is still the We Were Here collab, but this is from my point of view. So the one at 8 p.m. Pacific. Kanoman, thank you so much for the super chat. Cjo Crux, thank you for the super chat. GM Lemmy, thank you for the super chat. To be fair, they are indeed on a board. Lucha Dandy, thank you so much for the super chat. Lao Guo, thank you so much for the super chat. Inhale. This is fine. Thank you so much for the super chat. Rayon, thank you for the super chat. Stay strong, father. Wait, whoops, thank you for the super chat. I cannot pronounce his name, but thank you so much for the super chat. Cjo Hooks, thank you for the super chat. Reno the Green Claw, thank you so much for the super chat. Ado-chan, thank you for the super chat. A Brick Wall, thank you for the super chat. Possibly Dead, thank you for the super chat. Alexithemia, thank you so much for the super chat. The next few games improve with every game. Ooh, yeah. Ion, thank you. Thank you for the breakfast fund super chat. Thank you. Arnulfo Mendez, thank you so much for the super chat. You know, the sequels I do want to try playing. I really do want to try playing. I also, like, I definitely want to go drag Bettel into them. Like, specifically Bettel, because we've already played the first game. I want to know, what was it like? We were here together, or we were here too, and then we were here together, and then we were here forever, right? Because I don't think they have like 1, 2, or 3. I think they have like the sequels are named after that, right? Gotta get revenge for leaving you behind. I believe, so here's the thing, I saw some of the comments later on mentioning that in the later games that if you do it right, there is a way to save both. I think like one or a couple of the games have a way, like if you solve the puzzles correctly, both of you are able to survive and escape safely. So I want to try to push us in that direction with Bettel. I want to see if we can do that. Like, chat, you know how like my drive and my urge to like get the good ending for these like multiple ending games, it's like that is the good ending, right? There's like alternate endings, but I want to get the good ending, and I want to do it by like trying to push Bettel in that direction. Give me just a moment. Must clear out my throat again. There we go. Brain Rot Part 2, Nightmares. No, it's gonna be fun. I had a lot of fun playing with Bettel, so I want to play more. Right. Next one is Arnulfo Mendez. Thank you so much for the super chat. Okay, I think that is it for the We Were Here collab. Church of Shinri's Pecs, thank you for the super chat. I noticed the pipe in your starting screen. I noticed this pipe in your starting soon screen is blowing bubbles. Do you not smoke? I asked for a cosplay because if I make the pipe, I want it usable. Yes, I do not smoke. It is specifically a bubble pipe for a reason. I used to smoke a long time ago, but I have since quit. And I don't ever intend to start smoking again. So I wanted to add something there. I thought like maybe a pipe would kind of fit the vibes. But I didn't want to like encourage like actual smoking, which is why I decided to pick a bubble pipe. And I thought the bubble pipe was fitting because you've got like the really chuny like aspect of like the Ronin, right? With my like really cool like my hat, you know, just this, and like, oh look at how like chuny he is. And then like you take a look and like, wait a minute, it's actually just a bubble pipe. He's actually like a sweetheart. I thought that like that little like teaser would be a little like a little, what was it? What is that? The juxtaposition, that's the word. Would like give a hint as to me and the type of content that I make, you know? That's why I specifically asked for a bubble pipe. But yes, now you know the lore behind why I have a bubble pipe in the loading screen. Minchus, thank you for the super chat. How did you quit? Sorry for asking, but I've been trying for so long. Any advice helps. Congrats on quitting smoking. Okay, so I quit in a way that was a little bit more difficult. This was back in the time when I was like food insecure, and it just ended up that I didn't have the money for it. Like I just couldn't afford it. And if I had to pick the difference between buying a pack of cigarettes and buying food, I opted for the food. And the time period that I was food insecure was long enough that eventually I just stopped thinking about buying cigarettes because I spent the money to buy food for myself. Hopefully, if you are planning on quitting, that you are able to quit in a much better circumstance and situation than I did, but that's how I ended up quitting. Hello, C-Rose. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hi, Shinri. Just got done with the first job of the day. Starting my second job, catching up on your streams. Love the collab with Tempest and the Alpha Chaos. Keep up the awesome work. Thank you so much. Thank you. Emergencies make you inventful. A German saying. Yeah. it was a challenge. It was a bit difficult, but yeah. I think just like getting it out of your house. For example, I know if like people are trying to, people are trying to cut back on, say, like snacking or cut back on drinking soda. The big thing is, don't have it in the first place. If you don't have it in your house, if you don't have it in your cupboards, then there's no way for you to like slip back into it and relapse into that. So if you just don't have it with you, don't have it around you, and like, give yourself a little treat when you're able to resist the urge to make the purchase. Felipe, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. Have gum as an alternative, right? Yeah, find another alternative. Find like what, for me, the thing was like, I wanted food more than I wanted to quit smoking. Like the desire to have food was a greater influencing factor for me. So I guess like that's how it worked for me. Maybe you can find a thing that you desire more than that. Wait, whoops, thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, good sir, dear father. Coffee this morning tasted like trash, but I figured like one of us should have good coffee at least. Coffee fence. Ah, thank you. And Pyro Sheep, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate that. Yes, the coffee here is, it's all right, I suppose. I'm not necessarily a coffee snob. I don't have like a big taste for coffee. Oh, not taste, but like a palate for like really high quality coffee. Give me just a moment. One more time. I need to clear my throat out. Sorry, chat. The air is just... Don Macaroni's right meatballs. Skylimit, thank you so much for that super chat. Thank you. All right. So those are all the super chats for We Were Here. And then we're going to change this to another Zatsu. And this one is the chill. There we go. All right. So super chats from the chill Zatsudan. Ichi, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you for using fan art. I'll enjoy today's streams too. My English is really bad. Sorry. No, your English is not bad. It was perfect. I was able to understand everything completely. And thank you so much for the fan art. Really appreciate it. This is so cute. I can't get to all the fan art, but I will do my best to try. But thank you so much. Thank you. Doctor, thank you so much for the super chat. Possibly Dead, thank you for the super chat. Irene, thank you so much for Irene, thank you so much for the super chat. The way you precisely dispensed your instructions to Bettel was amazing. I would have you guide me to land a burning plane, honestly. I was just trying to find like a common ground that we can work off of. Finezra, thank you so much for the super chat. Mohammed Sayami. I apologize if I'm butchering the names, but thank you so much for the super chat. And Mochi, thank you for the super chat. Doctor, thank you for the super chat again. Wait, whoops, thank you for the super chat. Estings, thank you for the super chat. SPX, thank you for the super chat. Kenshi, thank you for the super chat. Verdandi, thank you for the super chat. Jelly Beans, thank you for the magenta super chat. Koihayo, thank you for the stream collab yesterday. I just want to say both you and Bettel inspire me to be more patient and always try to think outside of the box. A good day to you and the Collective. Hope no bonk by Manasan. Thankfully no bonk. I think I have been able to get away with it more than the other boys, mostly because I stream at a time when no one is following up. There's no one who comes out or like afterwards, after my streams, who I have to like end for. Like if I went over time in those cases, I think I would have received a bonk. But because I stream early in the morning, with no one else coming up after me, or at least none of the four us Vanguard boys, and at the very end of the day too, I think I may have been able to get away a little bit more than that. Let's see. Smug Loli, thank you for the super chat. No Eye Bunny, thank you for the super chat. Hoemi, thank you for the super chat. A late congratulations on debut and monetization. Have a great week. Thank you. Waddle, thank you so much for the super chat. JV the Wanderer, Thank you so much for the super chat. Howdy Shins, game dev here. I'm making a Tempest fan game and want to pick your brain a bit. As the archer slash rodent, what would be your greatest strength RPG wise? Oh, that's right. I think I remember this. We were talking about like off classes, like a bruiser, a ranged bruiser. I think like that would be super cool. I don't know. There's something about like, you know, like everyone knows like snipers or like long range DPS and all that, like glass cannon DPS. Like everyone's known that, right? I want to see more like like a slap healer, like an off tank support. Like imagine like Brigitte, instead of like using the whip mace whip as like damaging enemies, you slap your friends with it, and then that heals them. Like imagine that. Double tank OP, dodge tank. Oh yeah. Let's see. Okay, where were we again? A bunny potato. Thank you so much for the super chat. This guy, thank you so much for the super chat. Ciora, thank you for the super chat. David Gow, thank you for the super chat. Hey, hope you're doing well. If it's not too off topic, I was curious what lore interested you the most. Historical, environmental, societal, economic, or do you enjoy all lore equally? Is there any Apex lore you enjoy? I would have to say that I think primarily like fictional lore is a lot more interesting to me than like historical lore, because historical lore is just history, isn't it? I do enjoy like learning a bit about the background of like environmental, societal, and economic stuff, but then that the specific topic of that ends up getting too far, I suppose. It wouldn't be a subject. The subject matter would not be something I would be able to talk about or like really discuss on stream to the degree I want to. But we'll just mostly keep it at game. And yes, Apex does have lore. I have not actually followed Apex lore that much because I've been too distracted by doing other things. But I would love to be able to like get myself caught up on that, so that when we're able to play that, we'd be able to pick up bits and pieces of it, you know? But yeah, thank you so much for the super chat. XPX, thank you for the super chat. This guy, thank you for the super chat. Jelly Beans, thank you for the super chat. Hungry, thank you for the super chat. Alistair Jones, thank you for the super chat. Link, thank you for the super chat. General Froggy, thank you for the super chat. Ryan, thank you for the super chat. This guy, thank you for the third super chat. Oh my goodness. You guys are like really spoiling me today. Ooh, chat, give me just a moment. I want to go ahead and I need to adjust something real quick. Give me a moment. I need to like take a sip of coffee and get some more. Be right back. That wasn't too bad. That took a lot less time than I thought I was going to. Pyro Sheep, thank you for the super chat. Alter, thank you for the super chat. Lin Yao Akai, thank you for the super chat. Ano-chan, thank you for the super chat. Mirage, thank you for the super chat. Bunny Hugger 410, thank you for the super chat. Off rolls happen lots in Splatoon. Like Splattershot Jr. is mainly a support with its great paint. Its special is to protect and a sub to scout. But the same sub and main can splat. Also food. Ooh. Do we have perms for Splatoon? I don't remember. I haven't checked. I would have to. Okay, so actually, I have to get my my capture card working properly because I do have a. I do have a capture card. Unfortunately, it's been suffering from a memory leak issue. I think it's a memory leak issue. I'm not really sure what it is, but it ends up like lagging and freezing up at like every 25 to 30 minute intervals. It's like very consistently around 25 to 30 minutes. It'll just stop recording. And I'm not sure why. So I have to get that fixed, or just like send in the card for repairs, or like I don't think I can RMA yet. No, I think it's a little bit out of the RMA period. But yeah, I'll take a look at that. Once I get that fixed, I did want to, actually the days leading up to debut, I had wanted to make like a workout stream like a once every 2 weeks or like maybe once a month thing where I would play Ring Fit Adventure, and then we would just have fun like working out. But then I realized I just could not consistently get my capture card to work because it kept freezing at around the 25 to 30 minute mark. And I have not been able to fix it. And although admittedly, I've not really put too much effort into fixing it, mostly because it was caught up with everything else around debut and all the other games. So my mind was mostly just like, I'm going to go and like focus on the things that I have like complete control over right now and then fix it later on. So probably I won't be seeing that for a little bit. I just want to get to the backlog of like the horror games I have lined up for now. But at some point, I do want to start playing Ring Fit Adventure with everyone. Wings of Hope too. Thank you so much for the super chat. Got paid to these repair funds. Ah, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. I will do my best to get that repaired. Once I do, and I'm able to go like the full like 2-hour stream without 2 or 3 hours without it. Wait, 3 to 4 hours. I mean, if I can like test it and do a proper dry run of the streams with the capture card, and it does not freeze over that, then I'll make an announcement about it and I'll start adding it into my schedule. But yeah, I do really want to play that. Kind of on that note, if the boys and I do collab on Switch games, if it's not at the time when I have my capture card repaired, I will probably not stream my point of view, mostly just because I want to, I still want to collab with Switch games, so like, you know, Smash, Mario Party, Mario Kart, all that. But I just don't want my stream to like suffer technical issues and difficulties that may interrupt the collab at times. So if it's not fixed by that point, I'll try to go ahead and like still be on the stream with them, but I just won't stream my point of view because the capture card would not be fixed by then. All right. Where were we? All right. Ramari, thank you so much for the super chat. Wees Taskaru. Guenichigo, thank you so much for the super chat. And Mian Kotorin, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, thank you. All right, the next one is Oya Oya. There we go. All right. Oh, that's quite a bit here. Okay, this one might take a little time. All right, let's go through the Wheeze emote. You got an Oya Oya, yeah. Okay, I'll give you all one. All right, just one. Just one. Okay. Clippers, if you're here, get ready to clip. Okay, I'll give you just one. Okay, here we go. Oya Oya. There we go. There's your one Oya Oya. There you go, chat. My fan service quota for 2023. All right, super chats. Let's not get distracted. Archio, thank you for the super chat. Yami Neko, thank you for the super chat. Possibly Dead, thank you for the super chat. Kitty, thank you for the super chat. Professor K, thank you for the super chat. Blank, thank you for the super chat. Taskaru Oya Oya. Thank you, thank you. Professor K, thank you for the super chat. Semi Enigma, thank you for the super chat. Satanel, thank you so much for the super chat. Rocks Freeze, thank you for the super chat. Possibly Dead, thank you for the super chat. Alter, thank you for the super chat. Oh. Tricky, thank you for the super chat. Thank you, thank you. Piracy, thank you for the super chat. Barry Alice, thank you for the super chat. Mingzi, thank you for the super chat. Blaze, thank you for the super chat. Salty Apollo, thank you for the super chat. Gui, thank you for the super chat. Magpie Firefly, thank you for the super chat. Jelly Beans, thank you for the super chat. Melman, thank you for the super chat. Hollow, thank you for the super chat. I wasn't paying attention that Masterpiece was up for auction. Seriously though, love all your streams so far. Shinri, your streams have been getting me through this tough month. Oh, that's right. Oh. But Ion, thank you for the super chat, ladies and gentlemen. We did it. Ota, thank you so much for the super chat. Managed to get me good progress on the work while listening. Thank you for looking forward to future streams. Also, Taskaru, thank you for the super chat, Ota. Nora, thank you for the super chat as well. Thank you, thank you. Just gonna wait like one of you Your chat, you're gonna be like, all right, we're gonna get Shinri to say hara hara next time, right? We need to get him to say that one next time. And then like all those other silly catchphrases that people say. 2024 goal, exactly. That'll be up for 2024. Oh wait, this is the moment when I was showing off the fan art that I drew, right? Small Haru, thank you for the super chat. Thank you. This is when I showed off the fan art, right? Yeah, I was I think you can kind of estimate when we were there with the rest of the boys. Chokore, thank you for the super chat. Konnichiwa. Thanks again for using my art on your schedule. I really enjoy the We Were Here collab. It's so much fun. Can't wait for more collabs with the other Tempus Cute boys. Absolutely. Thank you so much for the amazing art. Oh, speaking of collabs, we do have one collab later today with Maki-chan, Flayon. We'll be streaming over on his channel, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll go for about an hour. And then we will switch over to the usual streams with Bettel and Hakka. And then we will end from Hakka back to my stream where we will pick up the collab. I don't know what's going to happen in between. So we'll try our best to keep it like untouched, I guess. Like we'll just like play it and then like leave it alone and not check back on it until the part 2 of the collab. But if you check the community tab on my channel, you'll see the waiting rooms up there and we'll also have them tweeted out. C-Rose, thank you so much for the super chat. Almost forgot. Thank you for retweeting my art. Glad you're like, of course. I really appreciate it. Just the incredible amount of artwork that I've gotten. Everything is so good. It's all so cute. And I wish I could retweet everything, but then it would just end up like clogging everyone's feed with so many retweets. So I tried to like not go too ham on that. Yes. As a quick little explanation, the main reason why we tried to use or we had scheduled Resident Evil 5 because we know that was co-op, and we were trying to get it up, but we had gotten some heads up by a couple of folks who were like leaving comments on our tweets and messages about how Resident Evil 5 had some issues. We were thinking that we could get, because we were told about it sooner, we were trying to get the issues settled out. I think Aki and I both ran into the issue of trying to launch the game, and the very first time you launch the game on Steam, it does like the basic installation stuff. It was trying to install a thing called Games for Windows Live, which I think is a very outdated platform. I'm not even service, I think. That was like a Windows 7 thing, a Windows 7 and some Windows 8 thing. Both Maki and I are on Windows 10, so I don't think it worked. It wasn't able to install properly, and trying to find like a separate file to install it was a little bit more difficult, and I didn't want to risk potentially causing issues for Maki-chan, because like as much as I enjoy doing tech support, I would like things to go smoothly without too much effort. The ancient texts, right? So for now, we're putting a pin in on Resident Evil, which I think kind of works out because I want to do a full series of Resident Evil, playing from the very beginning all the way to the end. Yeah, maybe by the time we finish playing through all the Resident Evil games, there'll be Resident Evil 5 Remaster, because I think Resident Evil 4, the remaster, is coming out. So yeah, that's the plan. So it'll be a thing I do on my own. But for today's collab, we switched over to Portal 2. It's gonna be fun. Can't wait for us to punch boulders, right? I think I've actually never really played the Resident Evil series in my childhood. I've only like recently seen and played like the 2 most recent ones, 7 and Village. But I do want to go and give all the other Resident Evil games a proper shot. But yeah, where were we? Oh, that's right. The super chat. I remember this is when I was showing off the the little fan art meme redrawn doodle that I made about the Altare and the boys in their LAN party. And there was that one person up to the ceiling beams with the duct tape. What was the story I was going to tell about that? That reminds me. I was there for Snail Tear. I was there for Snail Tear. So, that's along with, I think, the story that Maki told, that Flayon told about him being the monkey noise in that raft collab. I think you can kind of estimate the time when we were all in the Discord together. Just based off of like those 2 timestamps, you can kind of estimate when we were. So we have been watching the boys and like following along silently from the Discord because we couldn't say anything, and we haven't debuted then. But we were watching them and like trying to learn as much. Like, okay, this is how the Tempest boys do it, and then like trying to like piece together just how to be a Holo Tempest boy. And then Flay did it again. Yeah, I thought. Because the boys, there's like, did he mention that? I think he mentioned it during the monetization stream where we have voice channels, plural. One of them is like a general chat, and then the other one's like for live streaming. And then this time, however, the boys were in the proper live streaming voice channel. So Flayon should have known, but I don't blame him for that. You know? Really eager, has a lot of energy, and just wants to hang out with the rest of the boys. So I think it's like really cute, really sweet. I just need to like watch the labels of the voice channels a bit more. Got the times mixed up. Yeah, I didn't realize that there was like a collab that would raid from one to another and then continue being live, you know? But, you know, mistakes happen like that. Thankfully, we were already debuted and we didn't have to like potentially run into an issue. Thank you so much, Magni, for being so quick on the ball and covering for Flayon during that. Okay, where were we? Super chats, that's right. Meth Lab Bathtub, thank you for the super chat. Oh, the Quake Boy, thank you so much for the super chat. Lion, thank you for the super chat. Wait, whoops, thank you for the super chat. Nora, thank you for the super chat. Ulysses Sparknarker, thank you for the super chat. Coach Zed, thank you for the super chat. Waddle, thank you for the super chat. Davey Dark, thank you so much for the super chat. Right, that's the thing. Mana-chan got called a gorilla, and everyone thinks Mana-chan is a monkey now. Gorilla? Monkey? They're different, right? Aren't they? I think they're kind of technically different. But yeah. I think it's great though. But now the mystery of the monkey gorilla manager chat has been solved. Rayon, thank you for the super chat. Zaya, thank you for the super chat. Laurie Tusi, thank you for the super chat. Oh no, I can't pronounce this one. Thank you for the super chat. It says Gramp Squad. Thank you. Shelf Povar, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Awesomely Dead, thank you for the super chat. Ornella, thank you for the super chat. Waddle, thank you for the super chat. Cijo Crux, thank you for the super chat. Phil Weasel, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. General Froggy, thank you for the super chat. Archio, thank you for the super chat. Gori, thank you for the super chat. Just want to say a lot. Thanks a lot for bringing attention to fics. I don't write, but they get overlooked easily though. They're super cool. Very sweet of you. Hope you get to read them on stream. Oh right, I remember this one. Yeah. Gori, thank you for the super chat. Sassy Leslie, thank you for the super chat. Melanie, thank you for the super chat. Laurie Two Seats, thank you for the super chat. Tibarizal, thank you for the super chat. Ukwak Pam, Bam, thank you for the super chat. I'm sorry, I probably butchered that one. I don't know how to pronounce. My pronunciation is pretty poor on that one. Piracy, thank you for the super chat. Big Ham, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the morning Zatsus. As a work from home Tempest watcher, it's very cozy. Love to hear that. Thank you. Chamceline, thank you so much for the super chat. Love you. Really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Oh no. It is 9:52. Oh gosh. Okay. We're gonna zoom through the rest of these super chats because we're almost at, or we're approaching 2 hours now. We are still catching up. Yes, we are. Thank you so much for the super chat, Big Ham. Gui, thank you for the super chat. Ryan, thank you for the super chat. Secret Simp Account, thank you for the super chat. Bryce, thank you for the super chat. Black Mage 666, thank you for the super chat. Susan Sakura Snowfox, thank you for the super chat. Cedro Crux, thank you for the super chat. Aro-chan, thank you for the super chat. Puddinam, thank you for the super chat. Vasilka, thank you for the super chat. Possibly Dead, thank you for the super chat. Doctor, thank you for the super chat. Adrienne, thank you for the super chat. Natalie, thank you for the super chat. Mito, thank you for the super chat. Oh, wait, hold up. Thank you for being here. You are a breath of fresh air. More blessings to you and the boys. Thank you. Mito, thank you for the super chat. Ayame85, thank you for the super chat. Orion Valiant, thank you for the super chat. Blank, thank you for the super chat. And Yami, thank you for the super chat. Thank you. All right. That is all the super chats from the Oya. And then the last one is the super chats from Sweet 776. Okay, there's just a few here, so we can go ahead and let's do these real fast too. Kanoman, thank you so much for the super chat. Shy Violet, thank you for the super chat. Wait, whoops, thank you for the super chat. This game induces fear with loud bell dings. Prepare yourselves. I think I like it. I like the mechanic. The mechanic of being able to like ring the bell and like manually trigger the next sequence of the horror game, I think is a really cool mechanic. And no. Super chats. Jedo Tanku, thank you so much for the super chat. BDK, thank you for the super chat. Aki, thank you for the super chat. Jedo Tanku, thank you for the super chat again. Kira, thank you for the super chat. GMbo, thank you for the super chat. Noreen Jaslina, thank you for the super chat. Pyro Sheep, thank you for the super chat. Akira Kingston, thank you for the super chat. Media, thank you for the super chat. And Wah, thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Battlefish, thank you for the super chat. Between Doom 2, 3, Final Doom, what is your favorite game? I've actually never played Doom because the first time I saw it, I was very scared. I saw the monsters and it spooked me and I never wanted to play Doom. This was because I had played Wolfenstein a while back earlier, and the thing that scared me the most was the main character's face icon in the bottom middle of the screen that got bloodier and bloodier with the more damage it took, and at some point it got very scary to me and I didn't want to play anymore. And I saw Doom and I was like, that's the same thing. I don't want to get any close to that. GLM, thank you for the super chat to make Shinri stay longer. I wish. But it's okay, chat. Sometime this weekend, the restriction will be off and we'll be able to start streaming for longer. So real quick, as a reminder, starting next week, we'll be streaming longer at our main, like quote, main time zones or time slots. And then at some point, I do want to get into streaming shorter games over the evening times, short indie games that we can like finish within an hour and have a nice little 30-minute chat about the lore. For those who are more in the late evening, like US time zones. But yes, thank you so much for stopping by and letting me have a nice little Zatsudan with everyone and this little nice chat as we caught up with super chats. Please check out Maki's and my Portal 2 collab later today, as well as the rest of the boys stream. So I will see you all next time. Wait. Before we go, I have to see, is anyone streaming? I don't know if I have, is anyone streaming right now that I can send a redirect to? Let me do a quick check. Don't see one. Let's see. Ooh, Rio Senpai is streaming. I am not sure what it is though, but Rio Senpai is streaming, so we will send you to Rio Senpai. Please behave, and please do keep in mind that they are our senpais, JP stars. So don't spam too much. Just a couple of emojis, maybe like 2 or 3. And then just respect Rio Senpai's channel rules as well. But thank you all for stopping by. I will see you all next time as we go ahead and call it for today. Bye bye everyone. Koyasumi. So I realize that a lot of the games that we'll be playing will just be like replays of some of the horror games that we've already played, and I don't want to make it too boring, I guess, repetitive, by just going over the same thing that we already did. So I'll take a look and see how I can adjust it to make sure that those who did see the first part of it aren't too difficult or too distracted with the repetitiveness of it, but also give everyone else who's stopping by a new chance to see all of the alternate stuff too. Oyasumi.